Welcome, you are listening Radio Central News. I'm Chandni and now news in detail. Farmer leaders on Monday started their day-long hunger strike against the centre's new farm laws and said protest will be held at all district headquarters later in the day, even as more people are expected to join ongoing agitation at Delhi borders point. Farmer leader Baldev Singh said representatives of Farmer Union have started their hunger strike at Singh border. On Sunday, Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal said he would also observe a long day fast on Monday and appeal to the central government to shun ego and scrap the legislations. A large group of farmers on Sunday blocked the key Delhi-Jaipur National Highway when it was stopped by police on Haryana-Rajasthan border. As part of the nationwide protest, dharnas will be staged at all district headquarters across the country on Monday. In view of nationwide protest, the Delhi police has enhanced security at city border points. India's active cases stood at 3,52,586 on Monday, the lowest in 150 days, with the share of active COVID-19 cases in the total positive cases shrinking further to 3.57%. On July 18, 2020, the total active cases were 3,58,692. 10 states UTs accounted for the whopping 79.46% of the 336 deaths reported in the past 24 hours, while 27,075 new cases were added to the national tally in the past 24 hours. There were 30,695 recoveries. According to an official release, the daily recoveries are exceeding the new cases since the past 17 days. There are nearly 94 lakh recovered cases, which translate to a recovery rate of 94.98%. The gap between recovered and active cases continued to grow and at present stood at 9,35,573. In states, UTs reported 75.82% of the new cases as well as 75.58% of the new recorded cases. Kerala registered the maximum single-day recoveries with 5,258 recoveries, followed by Maharashtra and West Bengal with 3,083 and 2,994 daily recoveries respectively. Kerala again reported the maximum daily new cases numbering 4,698 in the past 24 hours. Maharashtra recorded 3,717 new cases, while West Bengal reported 2,580 new cases on Sunday. Of the 336 case fatalities reported, 20.83% of the new fatalities were for Maharashtra, which reported 70 deaths, West Bengal and Delhi, followed by 47 and 33 new deaths respectively. The AIIMS Nurses Union went on an indefinite strike from Monday over their long-pending demands, including those with regard to the 6th Central Pay Commission and against contractual appointments, even as AIIMS director appealed them to call off their agitation and return to work. As around 5,000 nurses went on strike from the afternoon, hampering patient care services at the Premier Hospital, AIIMS director Randeep Guleria in a video message termed the strike in the time of pandemic as inappropriate and unfortunate. I appeal to all the nurses and nursing officers not to go on strike and not to make us feel embarrassed about the dignity that we have so far as the nurses are concerned. I therefore appeal to all of you to come back and work and really help us to get through the pandemic, he said in an emotional message. The strike was earlier scheduled to start from December 16. Guleria said the nurses union and put in 23 demands and almost all of them have been met by the AIIMS administration and the government. He said, one of the demands is basically a perceived anomaly in the fixation of the initial pay as per the 6th Central Pay Commission is concerned. The AIIMS director said multiple meetings have been held with the nurses union, not only by AIIMS administration but by the economic advisor in the Ministry of Health, representatives of the Department of Expenditure, and also the person who drafted the 6th CPC was also present in the meeting, and that it was explained to them that the interpretation is not correct. But because the nurses union were asking for a hike in the salary, it was said by the government that would sympathetically look at this as a fresh demand and ask the Department of Expenditure to consider this, he said. The West Bengal Chief Secretary Alapan Bandyopadhyay and DGP Virendra on Monday skipped the meeting with Union Home Secretary Ajay Bhalla, despite being summoned by the Union Home Ministry in connection with the maintenance of law and order situation in the state. The Ministry of Home Affairs on December 12 asked the two top officials to report to Home Secretary on Monday following the attack on the cavalcade of BJP President J.P. Nadda along with the other BJP leaders of state during his visit to the Diamond Harbour constituency in Kolkata on last Thursday. Diamond Harbour Assembly constituency is being represented by the Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee's nephew Abhishek Banerjee in the Lok Sabha. However, responding to the Home Ministry's summon, the West Bengal Chief Secretary of the state replied to the Union Home Secretary on December 11, saying while further reports are being obtained and compiled in the circumstances, I am directed to request you to kindly dispense with the presence of state officials in the meeting, considering the state government is already addressing this issue with utmost seriousness. BJP chief was on the two-day tour on the state on December 10, with his entourage was allegedly attacked by All India Trinamool Congress workers. Taking serious note of the incident, the MHA sought report from the state government and the West Bengal governor Jagdeep Dhankar on December 10. Mr. Dhankar said his report on December 11 to Home Ministry, stating that the laws and order situation in the state has deteriorated, a Home Ministry official said. On Saturday, the MHA also called 3 IPS officers of West Bengal for central deputation. They are Diamond Harbour SP Bholenath Pandey, Presidency Range DIG Praveen Tripathi and South Bengal IG Rajiv Mishra, who were responsible for the BJP President's security. Inflation based on the wholesale price index rose to 1.55% in November as against 1.48% in October as manufactured product became costlier. WPI inflation in October 2020 was at the 8-month high because of the same reason. November 2019 WPI inflation was 0.58% following a rise in prices of food articles. Food inflation for November 2020 is at 4.27% compared to 5.78% in October 2020, according to the provisional figures of WPI released by the Office of the Economic Advisor Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade. Primarily articles inflation is at 2.72%, down 0.8% per month on month-from-month, 4.78% in October 2020. Manufactured product inflation is 2.97% month-on-month, up 0.8% month-on-month compared to 2.12% in October 2020, and all commodities index is up 0.3% month-on-month. Fuel and power inflation is at 9.87%, up by 0.2% MOM compared to 10.95% in October 2020. The provisional figures of WPI are released on 14th of every month with a time lag of 2 weeks of the reference month and compiled with data received from institutional sources and selected manufacturing units across the country. Sold to software conglomerate Tata Group and US-based fund Intrupts Inc. were among multiple entities that on Monday put in preliminary bids for buying loss-making carrier Air India. A group of 219 Air India employees submitted an expression of interest for the carrier in partnership with Intrupts at the close of the deadline on Monday. Multiple expressions of interest have been received for strategic disinvestment of Air India. The transaction will now move to the second stage, Department of Investment and Public Asset Management Secretary Kanta Pandey tweeted. He, however, did not reveal either the identity of the bidders or the number of bids received for buying the national carrier. Sources said Tata Sons, the holding company of Tata Group, has put in an EOL, and so did Intrupts, whose chairman Lakshmi Prasad had in run-up in the disinvestment made his intention clear to bid for Air India. It was not, however, immediately clear if Tatas have bid alone or through its budget airline Air Asia India. A group of 219 Air India Limited employees, each one contributing at least ₹1 lakh, hold 51% of the bidding consortium. The remaining 49% is with Intrupts. An official said the transaction advisor will inform bidders before January 6 if their bids have been qualified. Qualified bidders will be asked to submit financial bids. That is all for the today's news bulletin. Stay tuned to Radio Central News for more updates.